Welcome to the Scoop. Join Clay, Bob, and Renee to talk about the Scoop of the week. If you like to ask a question or make a comment, call us at 504-556-9699. And now let's go into the studio and stir that pot. Here are your hosts for today, Clay, Bob, and Renee.
Store Radio, LLC.
All right, welcome to The Scoop. Of course, our new theme song that is going to be our leading into the show. We're not going to take it anymore. That's what we're here for. I am Clay Taylor, and we have Joey G.
I'm Joey G. Hello, everybody.
It's good to be here again. The last show of the new year, so we won't be back until next year. It'll be a whole another year before we do the show again. And, we got some great things. Today's going to be kind of a relaxed show. We're going to talk about a few things. Give us a phone call, 504-556-9696. I'm going to slow it down because a lot of people said I said it too fast. So 504-556-9696. Call us in. We want to hear you and hear your thoughts on today's show. So we're going to talk a little bit about insurance and,
oh, yeah, we got a lot to say about insurance.
Yes, and what they're doing to the people and how people are possibly losing their homes. Of course, last week we talked about Go Auto, the biggest crook in the industry, and I have a little commercial for Go Auto Insurance. If you have Go Auto, drop them. They're crooks. You don't need to, they don't pay when you make claims, especially when you have full coverage like I do. I actually had someone steal my catalytic converter off my vehicle, turn around, filed a claim, and Go Auto is denying the claim. And so this is the kind of company they are. They're crooks. Get rid of them. Call them and tell them that Clay Taylor said, and you heard it from the Scoop, that you want to drop your insurance company because they don't pay a claim. So what you think about that, Joey G?
Well, I don't know. I don't have Go Auto, so they've never done me anything. But if anybody out there has anything that was done by Go Auto, I encourage you to call in and let us know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts, not just only on Go Auto, any insurance company. Call in and tell us what your thoughts on that. We also want to hear your New Year's resolution.
Oh, yeah. New Year's resolution.
What is your New Year's resolution? And we also want to hear, of course, this whole identify. I want to hear what you identify as. Of course, all of our conservative friends out there, call and tell me what you identify. I'm going to tell you what I identify. I identify as an American citizen that voted for President Trump. And he is still my president. Joe Biden will never be my president. That man is nuts, whack job. He don't even know where he's at most of the time, more or less, that he's the president of the United States. But
I don't think he's nuts. I just think that it's a shame that people are not addressing the problem with him. He evidently, you could see he's got a medical problem. I don't know, what it is, but he's not, he's walking off the stage and he's carrying the mic with him. He's turning to shake hands.
Yeah, shaking hands. Nobody's there.
That he's doing that everybody out there can see that something's wrong, but nobody's addressing that issue. I feel sorry for him because that needs to be taken care of. That needs attention.
Well, yeah, the problem is we have someone just as worse as he is. Kamala Harris is no better than he is. I mean, this woman is a dingbat alone. Every time she opens her mouth, she puts her foot in it. Well, I mean, she's a ding-a-ling all the way. I mean, American people didn't vote for her in the first place, and they definitely won't acknowledge her as president.
It doesn't make sense when she talks a lot of times.
Well, yeah, she talks in circles. She's a ding-a-ling. She's worse than a dumb blonde. But I mean, they got these dumb blondes that speak, and she makes dumb blondes look intelligent. Let's put it like that.
Well, I'm not going to say that because I know we have some blondes out there that.
I didn't say all blondes are dumb. I just said she makes dumb blondes. Let me clarify that, guys. Okay. If you're blonde out there, I'm not saying you're dumb, but hey, I'm blonde myself. But there are dumb blondes out there that, the whole point is let's put it like this. She makes a retarded mosquito look intelligent.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, I know. He tells me I need to get a new one.
He needs a new joke.
But so we want to hear your thoughts on that. Also, we want to talk about George Santos and get your thoughts on him, the New York congressman that got elected, and he so-called lied, and he said, and fabricated his story. Well, let's talk about Elizabeth Warren, and we're going to talk about that too later on in the show. And Joe Biden, that he's an African American. I mean, he made that in a speech that he was raised by African American parents and he's an African American. I mean, yet there was no, the man don't know what he is. He don't know if he's a man. He don't know if he's a woman.
It's part of the problem that he's having right now, and it really needs to be addressed.
Right. And then Elizabeth Warren, she was an Indian, but yet, during the campaign, she talked about. So we're going to talk all about that. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But so let's talk about insurance, guys, because, we have a real problem. And I was on the phone with a good friend of mine today, and he contacted Jim Donilon's office. And Jim Donilon said that our legislators are supposed to be calling an emergency session right after the first of the year to address this issue, to allow small insurance companies to come into the state and write. We want to know if that's actually true or not. If you've heard anything, if you're one of our state legislators and you're listening to this, call us. Call us 504-556-9696. If you're a listener and you heard about it, give us a call, 504-556-9696. We want to get your thoughts and inputs on the show. It's open lines again. Give us a call. Just keep it clean. And we would love to hear your thoughts, your New Year's resolution, whatever, which you identify as for 2023. Joe, what you identify as?
You got me.
I got you.
You got me there. I can identify for a lot of things.
Yeah, you can identify as a lot of things. But I mean, I tell you, I identify as I identify as a vaccinated individual.
Oh, I'm vaccinated also.
Oh, well, I was never vaccinated, but I identify as vaccinated. Hey, I identify as a guy that wears a mask too,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we could take this a long ways, but
well, right now, as far as wearing a mask, I think it's not a bad thing for everybody to start thinking about doing that because they got COVID is starting to come into the area and it's spreading.
Proven that masks don't work.
Well, I disagree because I know that if you put a mask on, you light a candle, you cannot blow it out. So if your air is not coming past the mask, other air is not going in. And that's the way I look at it.
There's studies that 93% of mask wearers, and this is just one of many studies, but 93% of mask wearers caught COVID. Most of the people that died of COVID were religious mask wearers. Most of the people that caught COVID were religious mask wearers. I mean, look, I have all the health issues that they call for. Have everything. I'm diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I have all the issues that, I have
no brains.
Yeah, right. No brains, but never caught COVID. Knock on wood, never caught COVID. Never followed one of the rules. Not one of them. I went against every rule. They said go left. I went right. Because COVID's to the right.
Didn't I tell you he had no brain?
And I did exactly opposite of what the so-called science said and didn't catch it. So I want to hear your opinion on that too. We would like to hear your thoughts on that, but I will never wear a mask. When they forced me to wear a mask, I put a pair of pantyhose over my face. I bought a pair of pantyhose and that was my stance of wearing a mask. And I sued our governor. I sued our parish president over it. I got a lot of rap from it, but guess what? I stood and I made my stance. And then businesses that forced me to wear a mask, I sued them. And I had at one given time on mask, I had something like 72 lawsuits out there. At one point that I sued every business that forced me or denied me service for wearing a mask because I sued them under HIPAA because there are medical exemptions, but yet they still denied me service. So they didn't deny me service. They denied me service because I couldn't wear it because of the medical exemption. And so I sued them under the HIPAA issue. And I wound up dropping the case. And it was a stance. It was a principle. And, you got to take your stance. And guys, when you believe in something, stand for it.
That's right. Now, let me just say something, getting back to the dumb blonde issue.
Yeah.
I just got a text from somebody you know very well, and she said to kiss her dumb blonde's, well,
Rear end.
rear end.
Who said that? No, she didn't say that.
A lady named Lisa.
No, she doesn't say that.
Yeah,
She's not a dumb blonde.
You want me to show it to you on a text?
But she's a very smart blonde. But I didn't say all blondes are dumb. I just said there are dumb blondes.
She's not.
No, she's not. No. But yeah, needless to say, guys, we want to hear your comments. Call in the show. I want to hear what you think about this. So again, the number is 504-556-9696. All right, so back to the insurance issue, and I know we're going to break in just a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about insurance and what insurance company's done to you. I want to hear if they paid your claims, if you still had your claims paid.
And it's not just auto insurance, it's homeowners insurance
Yes.
or any other type of insurance. Let us know about it.
Right. So we want to hear about that. We want to hear what you have to say on insurance. So go grab yourself a cup of coffee, come back, let your friends know we're on. We're also on Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook and you can watch us on YouTube. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Huck, an active Christian who loves Louisiana. One of my goals is to bring Louisiana's education from 50th to number 1.
And I'm Dave. I'm not afraid of government bureaucrats. I fear God. Our rights and freedoms come from Him.
This is Liberty or Lockdown. Please join us on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM and WGSO.com.
Join me, DJ Rust, every weekday at 6 p.m. for the Something to Say radio show. We'll talk sports, music, current events, everything in between. That's weekdays, 6 p.m. only on WGSO 990 AM.
Easy Pet Shop and Rescue is a nonprofit volunteer-run rescue. We provide adoption services and care for homeless animals across the New Orleans metro area. We also offer pet supplies and grooming services at our downtown and Marigny locations. The shops are located at 839 Spain Street and 513 Dumaine Street and are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays and noon to 6 on Saturdays, noon to 5 on Sundays. We can be found on the web at BigEasyPetShop.com. Support local animals in need by shopping and adopting with Big Easy Animal Rescue.
Hi, this is Kevin Carr, host of Fat Guys at the Movies. Listen every Sunday at 8 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM, the community voice of the Crescent City.
Does your business need help with print, signs, or marketing? Partner with Sir Speedy. We have more than 50 years of know-how and a proven track record that goes into every project. Our specialists will work with you on everything from print collateral and direct marketing campaigns to signage, both indoor and outdoor. Call Sir Speedy and let us know how we can help at 504-586-9812 or visit us online at SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com. Sir Speedy, if you need it, we do it.
Tim McNally, host of the Dine, Wine, and Spirit Show on WGSO 990 AM every weekday from 4 until 5 on WGSO 990 AM. This is where we started. This is our home. We're going to bring you news of the wine world, interviews with wine makers. We're going to talk to people who know something about wine. We hope you'll join us. The Dine, Wine, and Spirit Show on WGSO 990 AM every weekday from 4 until 5 from the heart of the Crescent City.
American Ground Radio is headed to New Orleans. The Big Easy, the Crescent City, the birthplace of jazz. New Orleans, y'all. Every day, more and more Americans are listening on American Ground. Listen each Saturday from noon to 1 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr on 990 AM WGSO and streaming live at WGSO.com. This should be fun.
Join professional money manager Bill Gunderson for Best Stocks Now, weekdays at noon, only on WGSO 990 AM.
All right, welcome back to the Scoop. I am Clay Taylor.
And I'm Joey G.
We're here live in the studio here at WGSO 990 AM in the heart of New Orleans. So we're
Right.
no,
on
we're
the-
not in the heart. We're in the heart.
The
You know,
heart
the
of New
heart
Orleans.
of New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, we got to talk like we're from New Orleans. Come on,
Right, the heart. Of,
the heart.
and and we passed Tent City on the way here.
Yes, we definitely
So
can
that's
talk about
something we want to talk about a little later on. Is all the tents that's all around. You kind of wonder why, you know.
Right. So let's talk about the insurance, guys. There's a real problem on insurance in Louisiana. And, you know, so we're dealing with all these issues where all these, people are losing their homes. And of course, we're going to have more tent cities because more people are going to be homeless.
Correct.
And that's actually a great segue into our next
Mm.
topic, believe it or not, because insurance is just over the roof. And of course, you know, we have the insurance commissioner blaming it on the legislators blaming it on the insurance commissioner, and they blaming each other. And it's both problem. It really is. And the issue we have, and we're not just talking about car insurance, we're talking about homeowners insurance, we're talking about insurance in general. And one of the biggest problems we have in America, in Louisiana actually, is, you know, the insurance companies, there's no company that has more money than God as his insurance. These people got all the money in the world, and they don't want to pay when it's time to pay. I mean, of course, that's how they stay in business, because, you know, they break, you know, your vehicle breaks and you get in an accident and you have a brand new car and they want to replace it with used parts. Well, I didn't have a used vehicle. I had a brand new vehicle. Your house gets blown down by a tornado and they want to pay, you know, 50 cents for a 2x4 when 2x4s cost
$5.
$5.
$5 for sure.
Exactly. You know, plywood's $100 a sheet and they want to pay 75 cents. This is how they make, but people allow them to do this. And our legislators allow it. And it's just, look at other states. We have Texas on side of us. And I want to just talk about, let's use energy and Cox Cable and gas in Texas, especially in Houston. If I get mad at Cox, I can go to someone else. If I get mad at that company, I can go to someone else. If I get mad at energy, I can choose another energy provider. I don't have to use energy to power my house. Same thing with gas. I don't have to use Atmos. I could use another natural gas provider. That's what we need to do here in Louisiana. We don't have to have just a handful of companies like Progressive, Allstate. And these big companies are paying our legislators to keep it like that. It's not because this is all controlled by our government, our state, and it really, the blame falls on our state legislators because they're being paid by these big insurance companies like Allstate, State Farm, Go Auto, and to have just a handful of companies, and that's it, and not allow any new companies in this in a state. And you know, now luckily with Ida, we had a good insurance company. The bad part about it was they paid so well, they went out of business. I mean, so there are some good insurance companies, but very few. They don't last because they can't pay well. I mean, there's two sides of the story. But if you can't and don't have the backing, then maybe you shouldn't be doing business in Louisiana. But they're also insured themselves. Balega, Louisiana Guarantee. So they guarantee insurance companies just like the FDIC guarantees to banks when banks go under. And so, you know, did you get any damage to your house, Joey G?
No. I was one of the lucky ones. No damage to the house.
Right. And so you fare well then.
But I had a neighbor that had his roof blown off.
Right. You know, and where I live, thank God, we've lucked out for pretty much every hurricane we've had because I have woods surrounding my house and the wind, you know, actually for Zeta, we stood home. And Zeta was a category 3 that came through the year before for Halloween. Yes. And it was crazy. We were sitting outside the whole entire. We were watching roofs blown off in the front of the neighborhood where they didn't have the protection. We stood outside on our porch through the whole entire hurricane and watched it. We actually watched the house catch fire. A power line fell on it and set it on fire. Where we got the stronger winds was once the eye pass and the northerly winds came. Of course, we didn't have any protection, and that's when the winds were stronger on the backside of the storm. But they weren't still not that bad. We didn't get that much damage. But and the same thing with our house for Ida, that it was the north side facing side of my house that got the roof damage. What they said we had. By looking at it, we would have never knew that we needed a new roof. The adjuster came out and said, "You need a new roof," and he showed us the shingles, how they were flap and they wouldn't flop back down.
Oh yeah,
and they were damaged that way. But so
when something like that happens, you have to have a professional walk up on a roof, not just look down from the ground, because
right.
They call that shingles getting compromised. And when they get compromised like that, it becomes a problem. And it needs to be addressed. And if you just think that nothing's wrong, then, you're going to have problems down the road.
Right. And that one time, my dad could do that. My dad was 80 years old now. He can't climb on a roof, especially now that my house is elevated. So, but let me tell you something. If you having issues with your insurance company paying, it's always good to look into a private adjuster. Private adjusters, yes, they take a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, you get more money. So, say it costs you $3,000 out of your policy, but they get you an extra $10,000. Well, you have $7,000 you would have never got if you wouldn't have got this private adjuster. So you may want to look at getting a private adjuster and to help with your claims, because these private adjusters, they're like lawyers for automobile insurance. They can get you money that most of us, they know the loopholes, they know the laws, they know everything that we don't know as everyday citizens.
Oh yeah, that's good advice.
So check into that. And actually, if you want some information, give me a call. I have a friend that's a private adjuster. With Manfrey and Associates. But guys, we got to go to break. It's that time again. We're going to go grab yourself a cup of coffee. We're going to be taking your calls when we come back. Call well, got a tongue tied. Had a Biden moment there. 504-556-9696. Again, 504-556-9696. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and we'll be right back.
Disaster strikes, keeping in touch with family and friends and reaching public safety officials is critical. To prepare for power outages caused by severe weather or other conditions, you should create an emergency communication plan. First, check important cell phone contacts, including doctors, veterinarians, utilities, and insurance companies, and note local non-emergency numbers. Store at least one contact as in case of emergency, and make sure that person knows if you have medical issues. Also, make sure everyone in your house knows how to text. Check backup batteries for all your phones and fully charge cell phones, batteries, and rechargers. Sign up to receive mobile phone alerts. Back up and print out important personal data. You might buy a battery-operated, solar-powered, or hand-cranked radio or portable TV to monitor news. Start preparing today. For more info, go to fcc.gov/emergency.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
We once again join our partners Stand Up to Cancer in reaffirming a commitment to the fight against cancer. Since 2008, Major League Baseball, its fans, players, and coaches have delivered a powerful, determined message that we, together, will defeat cancer.
I'm Matt Damon.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganiello.
Jordana Brewster.
Zachary Levi.
I'm Uzo Aduba. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this.
Louisiana Radio Network News. I'm Kevin Gallagher. Baton Rouge Congressman Garrett Graves expects Congress to address Southwest Airlines' failure to deliver on thousands of scheduled flights when they convene a new Congress next year. Last week's winter storm caused mass cancellations, and Southwest's reportedly outdated computer system could not keep track of flight crews. Graves says they need to get to the bottom of this.
Make sure that we understand why it happened. Then you come in and start devising solutions, whether it is pushing the airlines to make sure the people are properly compensated, fixing scheduling systems.
He says the people deserve to know what's going on. A fatal crash Tuesday on Highway 1 near Golden Meadow was likely the result of speeding. State Police Trooper Ross Brennan says a pickup driven by Archie Douay Jr. of Cutoff was going way too fast when it sideswiped a dump truck, then collided with a car driven by Guy Dupierre. That man was killed instantly. Douay died at a local hospital, but the dump truck driver was unhurt.
We're still waiting on toxicology results from Mr. Douay and Mr. Dupierre.
This is news from LRN.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited.
They do not give up until you pay. They put a lien on my house. How about you? Do you owe back taxes? Call Tax Solutions now and get some help. For a limited time, the IRS offers a tax forgiveness program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Our team can make it easier for you to pay back taxes, avoid tax liens, and get a fresh start. Sometimes you just need a second chance.
I call Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
At Tax Solutions Now, our affiliates are all accredited by the Better Business Bureau and members of the National Association of Tax Professionals.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now. Call 800-319-6697. 800-319-6697. 800-319-6697.
When the time came, I knew I had to find a place where Mom would be safe and active while still feeling independent. A place that was close to all of us and everything she needed. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Gonzales, I found Francois Benz Senior Living. They specialize in independent and assisted living and memory care.
Call 225-647-BEND for more information on our special pre-leasing offers.
Francois Benz Senior Living. Experience life as it should be.
This is Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
It's Jeff Cruere, host of Ringside Politics. I'd like to introduce WGSO General Manager Mary Ann Guzman.
WGSO is locally owned and operated right here in New Orleans. We believe in cultivating local talent and emphasize local programs. If you have an interest in hosting your own program, then we have some prime spots available.
Thanks, Marianne. Folks, take advantage of this great offer. Email me at jeff@wgso.com or call me at 504-669-6076. Come fulfill your radio dreams at WGSO.
Craft beer is booming, and we're here to share the good word and the latest news about our favorite beverage. Join us every week, Beer Guys Radio, Saturday at 8 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM.
Everything Old is New Again is changing time from 1 o'clock on Saturdays to 9 a.m. WGSO 990 AM. David Cohen, what do you think?
Well, we've got to wake up earlier, but I'm just as excited for 9 o'clock.
How about that? Everything Old is New Again. Going to wake up New Orleans every Saturday morning on
All right, welcome back to The Scoop. I am Clay Taylor.
And I'm Joey G.
And we're back where we're talking about insurance, but we're going to take a break and take your calls. Right now, we have a caller that's called in. We have the Flamin' Conservative from WGSO right here on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Here he is, the Flamin' Conservative. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Spike.
Nothing much.
I can tell you a lot about insurances. I'm still going through the same crap myself from Ida, and get you, anybody who has when I get their homeowners paid. I mean, from Ida, get yourself a damn good attorney. Believe me, it's going to work.
Right.
And the attorneys have their own adjusters, which is not affiliated with any insurance companies.
Right. And that's pretty much like a private adjuster. It's you have law firms that will have their own private adjusters, but you also have private adjusters companies that have their own attorneys. So it's kind of the same concept. It's just in flip. You're going to an attorney that has their own adjusters, private adjusters.
Amen. And also, one of our colleagues introduced us to a website called followthemoney.org. You will not believe the contributions these insurance companies make to our legislatures, especially the dishonorable Jim Donelon.
Right. And you know, that's, and I said that I was talking to that with a friend of mine that called me, and, you know, it's on both the game. The blame plays on both sides. It plays, you know, the Jim Donelon's blaming the legislators are, and Jim, if you're listening, please call and defend yourself. We would love to have you call in or call me, and we'll set up a time where we can talk about this. I've actually reached out to you to call into my show and talk about this. And it's a rising issue here in Louisiana. And so the key thing is, we want to, if legislators are listening, you know, hey, we're blaming you. The blame falls with you guys too, because you have the power to fix this and tie the insurance commissioner's hands.
And just like that guest I had on when you was on my show a few weeks ago, the topic was supposed to be insurance companies financing campaigns of these public service commissioners, and
right.
Oh, and remember that? And somebody brought up, it's all you want to talk about is climate change. That was not the topic of the show.
Right.
These people will do anything to get out of speaking of the topic when they're in the corner, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right. And you know, it's the key thing, guys, is insurance. These insurance companies, they are paying big money to our legislators, and they're paying
$3 million to our legislatures before they pay us $300 for something that's rightfully ours.
Right. Well, because they get that, you realize that $3 million keeps them $3 billion. That 300, they get nothing in return back. And so, you know, it's that 3 million gets them 3 billion in business. That 300 gets them no new business. And so that's how it works. And that's why I think lobbyists and lobbying and politicians should not be able to take money from big corporations and lobbyists from that lobby for these big firms. And I don't care if it's insurance, doctors, whatever it may be. They should not have any interest at all. They're there to work for the side of the people. The problem is we running into is they don't take the side of the people. They take the side of the corporations and these big corporations like insurance companies, and they rob us blind. And that's what's happening. And, you know, it's getting to a point to where people can't afford to continue to pay their house note and insurance note. It's just getting to be entirely too much. And so
our neighboring states, Mississippi and Texas and Florida, it's a fraction of what it costs in Louisiana,
right,
to live insurance-wise and tax-wise too. Everything.
Well, they get hit by the same storms as we do. They get the same 100-year storms as we do. They get the same major hurricanes as we do, and they get wiped out just like we do here in Louisiana. But yet, you know, we still are recovering from Katrina. Now we got hit by Ida, and now it's going to be another 20 years before we recover from Ida. And Louisiana is behind the game on everything. And, you know, but it's a way to milk the government. Of course, our state's milking the federal government. So this is, oh, well, we're not recovering. Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. You know, and they're milking the system instead of moving on. And that's why we're behind on everything in Louisiana. So, brother, we gotta move on. But
that's why we need Billy.
That's right. That's right. And
we need Billy.
I am a big supporter of our Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser running for governor. But again, Billy can't do it by himself. We need to change the legislators. And
he's going to put the right people in. Billy is going to do to Louisiana like Ron DeSantis did for Florida.
And I agree, but again, he can only do what the people vote in. And if we don't change, we don't only need Billy as our governor, we need a whole new legislator.
Well, I often wondered about flood insurance, and this is on a federal level. Okay, flood insurance to me is named wrong. It should all fall under disaster insurance.
Right.
They want to charge us more money because we're living in a flood zone, being a lower coast, and everybody's houses are flooding. But there's other things going on around the country, around the United States that fall under disaster, and they got people they're not paying anything for that. They fall under a disaster from FEMA. And they're getting paid, and I don't know this to be fact, but I think what's happening is they're taking the money that we're paying for flood insurance and giving it to these people.
Right. Brother, I want to thank you for your call because we got to move on with the show, but thank you for calling in. And again, don't forget to listen to The Flaming Conservative on Friday nights right here on WGSO. This Friday, he'll be on, so we'll see you soon. So thank you, brother. So again, you know, one of the biggest things is with what you were saying is, you know, Dallas is not on the coast. They're what, several hundred miles north. I mean, in northern state, and they just had last year, I think, this past summer, they had like 100-year flood where 8 and 15 feet of water in Dallas.
Well, look what happened with Ida. Ida went up north and flooded people up north more than what they flooded down here.
Exactly.
We had a lot of people that went under, had a lot of people with their houses destroyed, but they did also.
Right.
Are they paying flood insurance?
Exactly. Let's also look at
make it a disaster insurance and everybody pay it.
Exactly. Now, here's another thing. Let's take this. That's a great idea.
That would bring the price down. Also.
Right. And then we won't even need to have homeowners insurance will be basic insurance. Anything that a disaster comes in will fall under the national disaster insurance. And that is something that we need to look into. But, let's look at the floods when all the snow melts and the river rises and the river overflows and floods all the Midwest.
Right.
And all these people lose their homes, and then they get big rainstorms and they flood on top of that. But yet the southern states are paying out of there, but for insurance, and we're paying for the rest of the country.
Right. I agree.
And couldn't agree more. And I that's a great point that, guys, maybe you should call your senator, call your legislator, call your U.S. senator or congressman and let them know, let's change flood insurance to disaster insurance. And yes, everybody should pay into the disaster insurance.
That would have to be on a federal level.
Yes, it would be a federal level. Instead of having flood insurance, disaster insurance, of course, California has earthquake. That would lower the homeowner premiums.
Oh, definitely.
Tremendously, because it takes the burden off of the homeowners, off the insurance companies, and more insurance companies will come to places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama to write insurance, because now they don't have to worry about paying for a disaster, and we would do it through the disaster insurance policy, and it would cover everything, not just flood. If a hurricane comes through and a tornado, that would fall under the disaster insurance. All them people that just a friend of mine lost her house in the tornado that hit the West Bank last week. Split her house right in two, and she lost her house over it.
I had one guy that I know, his house was destroyed, and they got part of it standing, and he lost the roof. The whole roof come off the house.
Right.
And a guy from the parish comes there, code enforcement, tell him before he can demolish the house, he's going to have to pay for a permit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the tornado didn't have to pay for a permit to knock his house down.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, and it's that's something again, and I've talked about this, guys, and we'll actually pick this up in the next segment. The point with that, it's greed for the parish. We shouldn't have to. Now, if they say, okay, you want to make sure everything's safe, we'll give you the permit for free. Yeah, but they're not going to give you the permit for free. They're going to want to charge you for that permit. And so this is just pure greed of Jefferson Parish. This is why, things need to change and we need a new parish president. And that's why I'm running for Jefferson Parish president. 2023, Clay Cangelosi, parish president. And so
fell right into that one.
I'm changing. We're going to change a lot of things here in Jefferson Parish. And that's one of the things we're going to change. The whole permit process, the whole way of things need to move. The whole code enforcement ideal needs to be revamped. Guys, we got to go to break again. It's that time. Let your friends and family know that we're on air because we're here at WGSO and we're here to talk about the issues. We want to get your calls, 504-556-9696. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. We'll be right back.
Business without signage is like a car with a flat tire. It's not going anywhere fast. Sir Speedy can change that. We're a trusted resource for sign design and production. Whether you need trade show displays, banners, posters, directional signs, window decals, wall graphics, or more, Sir Speedy's sign capabilities can help your business get noticed. Call us today at 504-586-9812. Sir Speedy, we do it.
What does grace mean to you? At Grace at the Green Light, a 501c3 nonprofit, we believe that everyone deserves a hot meal, clean drinking water, and the chance to go home again. Our work is made possible through the generous support of Ochsner Health, Southeast Louisiana's largest nonprofit, multi-specialty healthcare delivery system. Ochsner Health, innovating healthcare. Find out more at ochsner.org.
Hey, it's Kevin Carr with your personal sneak preview invitation to join me on Sunday evening from 8 to 9 for Fat Guys at the Movies. Each week, I give you my take on the newest movies and movie news, but in a fun way. Not like those stuffy movie review snobs who take themselves way too seriously. I tell you if the new movies rock or not. Yes, it's fun for all ages with Fat Guys at the Movies. I'll see you Sunday evening at 8 on WGSO 990 AM.
Hi, I'm William Wallace. You can hear me live on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock here on WGSO, or see what I have to say on Facebook at William Wallace for America.
Donate your vehicle and make a difference. WGSO 990 AM has partnered with Charitable Adult Rides and Services, also known as CARS, to allow you the opportunity to donate your car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat to our nonprofit organization. You may qualify for a tax deduction while supporting a cause that is near and dear to your heart. Simply go to WGSO.com and follow the link on our homepage. Vehicle donation pickup is always free to you, and most vehicles can be picked up within 24 to 72 hours. You'll receive an initial car donation receipt upon pickup, and then the CARS team will work to turn your car into cash to support our cause. Once your vehicle is sold, the CARS team will provide you proper tax forms in time to file. Their friendly donor support representatives are available 7 days a week to assist throughout the process. Again, for more information, go to WGSO.com.
You can check out He Said, She Said on a new day.
Hump Day.
A new day, but we'll still be discussing and debating the hot topics.
Wednesdays at 5.
Here on WGSO.
Hi, I'm Huck.
And this is Dave.
Please join us on Liberty or Lockdown on Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Be there.
Hey, welcome back to The Scoop. I am Clay Taylor.
And I'm Joey G.
And we're here. We were talking about insurance. What were we talking about in the last segment? I'm definitely having a Biden moment. I forgot. Oh, we talked about me running for Paris president.
Yeah, disaster insurance.
Disaster insurance. And well, I do want to bring this up before we move into the next topic, because this is something that, as we were talking about, the code enforcement, the permit processing, and what's going on. But I do want to say this, and as much as I don't like little commie Scott Walker, I'm gonna tell you something. If you listen, little commie Scott Walker, fight like hell for your seat, because what Dominic Impastato and the team is doing, a team up against you, is completely wrong. As much as, again, I don't like you, I won't vote for you, but at the end of the day, you still have a right to fight for your seat and keep what's going on. And what Dominic Impastato is doing, and basically they're just determining this election because they're going to dump all the money behind Dominic Impastato to get this seat. And let me tell you, Dominic is a bully. He is no good for this parish. I don't like him. I'm not a big fan of Scott Walker, but Dominic Impastato he's worse. And I'll tell you, he would not be a great council at large member, guys. So we need to look at that. You need to really look into what's going on there. They're predetermining who's going to win this race. They have Bruce on, that's the campaign manager. He's putting all this money in. They're backing Dominic Impastato to run against Scott Walker. And, and Scott Walker, you need to defend that seat. I completely stand behind you on that part. And I will mention that at the council meeting when I'm there on the 4th of June. Fight for that seat. Little commie Scott Walker. So I just wanted to say that. So let's talk about George Santos, guys. And what's your opinion on that? Now, the whole point is, of course, now New York DA investigating GOP Congressman-elect George Santos over resume lies. New York Republican George Santos is facing criticism and calls to step down after revelations about inconsistencies in his resumes were made public. Whoopie-doo. That's past. He claimed to be a Jew. Elizabeth Warren claimed to be an Indian. I mean, if Elizabeth Warren is Indian, and I do have Indian in me, I'm not full-blooded Indian, but I have Indian in me on my mom's side. I have more Indian. Let's put it like this. I'm a female if that woman has Indian in her. And I promise you, I'm not a female. Joe Biden said he was a young black man. But yet, that's perfectly okay. They didn't call for Joe Biden's resignation. They didn't call for Elizabeth Warren to step out of the race. But yet, a Republican said he was a Jew. What if he identifies as a Jew? If a man can identify as a woman and go in a woman's bathroom because he identifies as a woman, why can't George Santos identify himself as a Jew? What you think, Joey G?
Well,
I got you speechless on that one, huh?
I think he can if everybody else can. I mean, why can't he?
Exactly.
I'm not for lying, but like they say, a lot of people
who don't lie on their resume. Who hasn't?
I didn't.
I want to see your resumes.
You've seen it. That's how you've seen it. That's how you hired me to be the co-host.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to do a little more investigation into this now. Yeah. No, but seriously, all jokes aside here, the point is, whoopie-doo, the man said he was a Jew. Whoopie-doo. But yet, see, everything the left accuses the right of, they've done 10 times worse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the man, Barack Obama claims to be a man. Well, Michelle Obama claims to be a man. That's the whole key thing is, Michelle Obama's no more than a man than I'm a woman. Oh, no more a woman than I'm a woman. I meant to say that the woman, Barack Obama's gay as gay can be. but yet, come on, man, as Joe Biden would say. I mean, here's the key thing that at the end of the day is these people profess, but it's okay for them to profess it. But yet a Republican says he's Jew and fibbed on his resume a little bit. And I'm not saying it's okay to lie, guys. What I'm saying is he didn't lie to become senator. He didn't cheat to become senator or congressman. I'm sorry. He didn't rig the election like the Democrats did. They rigged it. They rigged it in 2020. They rigged it in 2022. They did it against Kerry Lake. They did it against Donald Trump. They're going to try to do it again in 2024 when Trump runs again with Biden. But yet they rig things. But yet if someone tells a little fib and say, I'm a Jew, then yet now they call for him to step down and he should be removed. And now the district attorney, the biggest lib of all, the New York district attorney, is now investigating the GOP congressman. Somebody needs to investigate these people. Who's going to investigate these guys? This makes me mad. This makes me mad at a Michael Jackson in a room full of little girls. I mean, this is the point that it makes me furious. Because these guys get away with murder. And yet, someone tells a little fib on a resume that had nothing to do with their election, and now they're being investigated. Let's investigate Elizabeth Warren. Let's investigate Joe Biden and all the lies he told. Let's investigate Barack Obama. Let's investigate Michelle Obama. Let's investigate these people. How dare you want to investigate these guys? Let's investigate them. But no, they won't investigate them. But yet they want to investigate Donald Trump for giving a peaceful speech and told people to peacefully protest. That's the issue, guys. And that is my rant for 2024, 2024. I'm in the wrong year. 2022.
He don't even know what year.
I don't even know what year I'm in. I'm another Biden moment, guys. So,
That
guys,
wasn't a Biden moment. I think he is Biden.
until next year, it was great knowing you guys for this year. Happy New Year to you guys. We want to thank you for listening and giving us a year with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And
Happy New Year to everybody.
We'll return next year to The Scoop. I am Clay Taylor.
Next Wednesday, I'm Joey G.
We'll see you next Wednesday. Same place, same time. God bless.
I love My Pillow products.